Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block. Flip my hair, move my head, show the world I'm royalty. When I walk by, they be taking bows, cause they know I'm a queen, yeah. Move it, move it, groove it, groove it. They wanna know just how I do it when I do it, do it. I got that magic touch, it's a rush, pulsing through my veins when I show up everybody.
Hola, mi gente. How are we doing tonight? What's up, my peeps? Oh my God, I am so excited to be here. I am hyped to be here. It's been an exciting evening and exciting day. Before I start my show, let me just give a special shout out. Okay, I want to give a special shout out to Mike Mack. Mike Mack, thank you for inviting me, introduced me to amazing people out in the Hamptons. I mean, on this amazing, beautiful yacht. I mean, I wish I had time to post the pictures, but a shout out to my girl, Sophia, Mike, Jim, congratulations. Thank you for inviting me. Beautiful. You know, Eric and, you know, Lucille, like, had such a blast. But you know what? They were begging me to stay. I had to do the right thing because I have an amazing guest tonight, and there is no way that I couldn't be here because it's going to be an exciting show. So let's get right to it. Let's go to the birthday shout outs. And happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños. May you have many, many, many more blessings. And yeah, so what can I say about this week? It's been one thing after another. All good, all good. Thank God I am blessed. Living life, loving life. As long as everybody is good, good health, I'm good, I'm happy. So I just wanted to give a little recap of the last week or 2 weeks ago. I never had a chance to really talk about it or even post it, but I just want to show a recap of my first barbecue party. We had a barbecue, a pool party, karaoke. Oh my God, we are so fanatics of karaoke. I love the way everybody interacted, the way you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. Let's just show it and then we can talk about it. Bobby?
Tell me what you say.
What an amazing recap, wasn't that? Bobby, did you see yourself? You made the cut. Was it? Wasn't that a fun? Come on, you had fun, right? Oh my God. Yeah, so we had an amazing there was an amazing time there. Bobby, do I have something lined up? Something else I wanted to show? All right, so let's get right to it. We're gonna take a quick commercial break because when we come back, I'm gonna introduce you to my guest tonight, the most talented, most beautiful guest. I'm not gonna tell you who she is yet. Oh, I didn't even want to say that, but you know what? Let's go to commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna continue with our interview.
Just for you, you feel so good inside. Made my husband turn around, made my husband turn around. You know, yeah. Made my husband turn around, made my husband turn around.
Hi, Cynthia. Hi, everyone. That was kind of quick. That's what happens when you're on live television. You're not even, I'm over here. For all my Instagram people, thank you so much for tuning in. But I would love if you can all go on Facebook, and see me there, and we can share the videos, and with no further ado, I want to introduce you to the beautiful MYSTINA. Welcome, MYSTINA. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God. Well, it's about time because, I think we've been knowing each other for a little while now, right?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot has gone on, and I've been watching you. I see you, you're doing your thing.
Yes.
And I know there's a lot to talk about, but you know what? Let's first talk about that video.
Okay.
So what is, okay, first of all, let me ask you, what is your inspiration? Like, what is your genre? Because that was like a very, what would you call that? Like, what is the type of music that
was definitely more like the R&B kind of jazzy feel.
Okay, jazz. That's what I get, like the jazzy.
Yeah.
Is that like your genre, like jazzy kind
Yeah,
of?
I mean, that's my basis. That was with my partner. We formed Karma's Tea. We call Karma's Tea.
Okay.
And we do more of that kind of vibe. Like somebody actually, when they were listening to songs that we're going to release on our album, You're like the Dream Theater of R&B. That's what they said.
The Dream Theater.
The Dream Theater
Okay,
of
that's very
R&B.
interesting. That's
Yeah,
very
that is an
interesting.
interesting
Okay.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. So how, but okay, so what made you like, did you grow up with because I know you are Boricua as just as
yes,
me, and usually, we grow up with the whole, the Latin drums and a
right, of
lot of
course.
like, so that's a little bit, I guess integrated a little bit, but
Yeah.
not so much. Like, what made you, go into that side of the genre?
Well, I definitely grew up with it because it's a very interesting thing to be uh, Boricua living in New York, right? There's
Right.
just a whole history behind it.
Absolutely.
And I think for us, we kind of had to fit in where we can get in,
Absolutely.
and for me, it was basically like, my Black Caribbean folks, my Black American folks, like they like welcome me with open arms,
Okay.
and it was like a shared kind of culture because they were also interested in my culture too, and especially being the only Puerto Rican in a lot of situations.
Okay.
It's hard to kind of like find people that you can really vibe with, that they really vibe on your level. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But did you start off? So this has always music been something that you had a passion for, or was it a stepping stone? Something, did you do something else before? Like, how long have you been in the music business?
Well, the music business, I mean, technically, I've been at it since like I was 16 years old, just doing demo writing and referencing them in the studio.
Okay.
So I've been doing it for a while, like on the studio side of things, you could say. Performance wise, I didn't really start dipping my toe until, like more than 15 years ago. And I was discovered on like MySpace karaoke.
Oh my God. How
You
far-
remember MySpace?
Sure, I heard of it.
Oh yeah,
I didn't have a
yeah.
page. No, like.
You know what? That website was bomb. It was bomb. Like I was on there every day.
You know why I remember it? And I always think it was so cute. Like, when you used to like decorate your page, and you had, and
I love that.
That you would like,
you could put music behind it.
Music, and the gifts with, and and I used to fill my page with glitter and like cartoon things. I think that was the cool. You know what? Somebody has to bring that back. Somebody got to bring it back. You just did what, threads on Instagram, right?
Yeah, threads.
I just went with the flow. I didn't even know what it was. Everybody was doing it. I was a follower for the first time because I'm really not a follower, but I feel like
I didn't really want to do threads because I'm like,
but it's like they throw it in your face.
I know. I'm like, oh great, another thing I got to sign up for. Wonderful. So it's social media. It's a lot of work.
Absolutely. But that MySpace, I think they should bring something like that, make it fun. You know what I'm saying? Because
Tom needs to come out of retirement. Mm-hmm. Bring back MySpace, okay?
Okay, there we go. But so 15 years, my God, that's a pretty
live performance, yeah. And then, but music has always been a part of my life since day one, honestly, because both of my parents, music just runs in the family on both sides, and I heard it every single day. My dad would bring out like the big ass amp. He had a huge amplifier, bring it out, roll it out into the living room. He would like play his guitar.
Okay, so your family, so your parents were also musicians. Is that what is?
Yeah, so my dad was a musician.
Okay.
And he wanted to be a songwriter too.
Okay.
But my mom, like, she initially wasn't. Her brothers, and her sister, my aunt Ida, she just passed away recently. She was a singer-songwriter.
Oh my God.
She sang a lot of boleros back in the day.
I'm sure she's keeping the angels nicely.
She's keeping the angels. Yes. She was feisty. But my mom was never like a singer.
Okay.
But my mom is a great student, right?
Okay.
So when my dad was going to like the parties and the gatherings, just doing his thing, my mom was like, oh no, honey, you're not leaving me out. So she actually taught herself to sing.
Okay.
By listening to Karen Carpenter, the way she breathed in her songs.
Wow, that's
so she would listen to the breath, and then she learned how to sing just from that.
That is very interesting, But that reminds me, it's just like so when you hear a lot of like foreigners, especially like let's say Asian people, right?
Mhm.
Like they like the number one karaoke.
Oh,
Like
that- yeah.
right? Like that's their
Korea Way in New York City.
Korea, okay,
Yo,
right.
it is like it's a concert venue
What is it? What
up
is it
there
called?
for if you the strip, like
Okay.
a block in New York City, right in what, like around 32nd Street.
Okay.
Korea Way. Okay.
Okay. That's good to know that.
If you love karaoke,
Right. That's
those are the spots to hit up because they treat it like it's like a Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what they do, they did the same thing. They go and they copycat and they learn, and I mean some of them, the way they sing, they sound just like it was like, wait, you don't even speak the language. How is it that you were able
don't
to
sleep
sing,
on
you
them.
know?
Don't sleep on them. That's all I
Yeah.
gotta say. Do not sleep on them.
That's amazing, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So so tell me a little bit about this green, what is it? The tea. Is it the name?
Green. No, it's not green tea.
I just had a pedicure. It was called. I had a green tea
You had a
pedicure.
green tea pedicure.
So that's not what we're talking about. We're
no,
talking
no,
about
no. We're talking about Karma's tea.
Karma's
tea.
Yes. For everybody that you didn't know, it's Karma's tea.
Karma's
so
tea.
What is Karma's tea?
Karma's tea, like I mentioned before, it's with my partner. We just started writing together years ago, even before the pandemic happened. But we didn't really push for anything until the shutdown, and then that's when we really started working on a lot of stuff together.
Like a lot of people, isn't that something? I mean, this pandemic thing. I mean,
bittersweet.
It's absolutely, because it's like you don't even know how to. It's like you were numb, right? A lot of people were numb, you know, and a lot of people, like, you know, including the show here at the studio, you know, we were doing, and then we had to shut down, and you know, and it was hard for a lot of people to even like. But I know a lot of people also from that, you know, what else do you do? But then stay home, and it's just, you know. So I'm sure a lot of creativity came out of that.
Absolutely,
yeah. So definitely. So I want to just I want to shout out some people here. Thank you for all joining in, and I have some questions I hear. You know, Tracy, thank you for joining in. And so, you know what? Let's do a little quiz since you want to ask. So he wants to know, who is MYSTINA? Okay, maybe he just joined in. We're gonna let him know. If somebody asks you, so how do you describe yourself?
How do I describe myself? I'm a double D. No, let me stop.
I'm sure a lot would like to hear that.
Let me stop.
Right.
No,
well, that's another show.
That's another show.
Yeah,
you got to pay for that. No, but I'm a New Eurekan artist. I'm a singer-songwriter. I love performing, and I'm just really all about the vibe and the energy, and I express what I feel through my songwriting. I'm honest. I don't filter myself, but I will filter myself tactfully, but I will give you honesty because I believe there's kindness in that.
Okay. Now, are you speaking in your music?
In my music.
Okay.
In my music. And even when I get into conversation with people, you know, I'm genuinely curious about people and stuff. But, you know, sometimes I know sometimes that may not be well received by the person and stuff, you know, because they're not ready for that. So, but you know,
you have to be who you are, and you're not gonna adjust yourself for anybody if they don't understand that. It's definitely not your problem.
Yeah.
So, amazing. So, Tracy, thank you, and I hope that she answered your question. So let's continue with Karma's tea. So yeah, I'm fascinated not only by the name, you know, because Karma is a very, you know, Karma is a strong.
It's a strong name. It's a strong brew.
Yes, absolutely. And I know because, you know, I have a fur baby, and we named her Karma.
Oh.
So it's either good or bad, depending on how you know. So Karma's tea, you know, it's like I love the name. So how did that come about, and what exactly is Karma's tea?
So Karma's tea actually came about from a song that I wrote.
Okay.
And it was about a previous relationship that I had where I kind of knew that it wasn't really going to go anywhere. But, you know, when you're just stuck in stupid, you just kind of keep going.
Why would you be stuck in stupid?
Let me tell you, when you think like you really are into somebody,
What do you have, like writer's block? Is that what you mean?
no, like in the relationship,
Okay.
it was like I was stuck on stupid. Like this person literally was telling me like,
Okay.
no.
Now that makes more sense.
Yes,
Okay.
like no,
get it.
I don't want anything more. But there was a lot of mixed messaging.
Of course.
So I wrote this song that basically encapsulates what happened. And there's a line in the song during the chorus. I see that karma wants to sip that tea and drink with me. So basically,
Nice. I heard that. Yeah, if you're not even on Facebook watching the show inside, you wouldn't even have seen or heard that. So get on it just in case she does it again. Go ahead. That was amazing.
So basically, it's about like, because karma can be, it's just the consequence of the actions that you take in life and the decisions that you take. And basically that's karma having a sit down with me and basically saying, I told you so, but you didn't heed it. So,
wow, must take a special person to go that deep in, because I would have never even thought to think that deep. Honestly, that's like pretty deep for me, but it's,
that's the way that like I write. And sometimes that can be so problematic because when people hear music and they hear lyrics, they just want an anthem. They just want something simple, and I totally understand. And sometimes I just do the most. I remember I was working with a producer and I told him I want a songwrite and stuff like that. And I paid him to produce a song that never happened. But he was just like, that's a MYSTINA-ism. He's like, we don't want MYSTINA-isms. And I was like, but that's what makes me me.
Exactly. You know what? I have to put my input in that. It is true. If you have a passion that you know who you are and you go and you take that to somebody to develop it or just to, execute it for you, and they are putting their 2 cents in without being asked, and this is what you want to do, doesn't make you feel like you want to continue, right? Because they're not, it's like you don't feel like you have their 100% approval or like, and you're getting paid for this too. So it's like, shut your mouth and just do your job. Like, why?
Like, why am I having to explain
And it's not like, I guess, everybody has their opinion, the same thing. Like I don't knock people in the industry. I don't want to knock the A&Rs. I don't, but I'm one that I've never really kind of like paid attention. Like one person tells me, well, yeah, you know what, that song is just not gonna make it. Like I don't think it's not gonna hit the radio. It doesn't. I'm like, okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah,
that's one. I don't know about the whole other millions of people out there that haven't heard. Like, what makes you think that, and
it's a very funny thing how people receive your music, receive your energy and vibe. There may be a time where they're not ready to receive that. I mean, look at Lizzo. It took her years to actually get her songs out there. She's like, I know this is a hit. I know this is a good song.
There's a lot like that.
And she believed in herself. And, her songs were on the shelf. And it took quite a few years for it to finally reach, for the audiences to finally receive it and accept it.
Absolutely.
So that's what I keep in mind as an artist. That's what we have to keep in mind.
We think a lot of times when these artists, they have they have a hit song, whatever, like you don't know their story. You don't know how long they've been, grinding to get. It's just like us. We're hoping, and we've been at this for a long time, and then all of a sudden, boom, something happens. I mean, that's what we wish to do. You know what I'm saying? But they think, she had a hit. Like, you don't know how long it took me to have that. I was ready to give up, but but that's amazing. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go into a quick commercial break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're gonna continue talking because this is so exciting and we have a lot more. So yeah. So Bobby, let's take it to a quick commercial break.
celebrate your life. Let's celebrate, celebrate your life.
And welcome back. Oh my God, that was amazing. MYSTINA, was that Karma's tea?
No, now it's different.
All right, so can we finish off with the Karma's tea? You know, this is what happens. We have so much to talk about that we just leave from one. We didn't finish. Can we please finish off with the Karma's tea?
Absolutely.
I want to know, and I know my audience and everybody's asking questions. What exactly is Karma's tea?
So Karma's tea is
the song that you
song, right? So that we decided to name the band that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a band like that.
It consists really only of two people, and that's me.
Okay.
And my partner Mike.
Oh, okay. So hi, shout out to Mike.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So what exactly? So you're obviously the singer.
Yes.
And so what instrument does he play?
He does keys, but he composes everything. And sometimes I'll compose too, but mostly through like vocally if I want something specific in the song. But we work together on the stuff, but he does most of the compositions, and sometimes he'll do the writing as well.
Okay.
But for the most part, I do the writing.
Okay, that's lovely. So now I have a question because I see this a lot as well. So what exactly is Cold Jam?
So Cold Jam. So you remember Lisa and Cold Jam?
Of course.
Well, those guys, they backed up Lisa and stuff like that, and they haven't performed together in like over 20 years.
Okay.
Because Lisa is doing her own thing. She's on tour. She is like fierce. Okay, so she's doing her own thing, but the guys just kind of been doing,
right.
They've just been kind of going their separate ways, but it was.
But we're talking about Cold Jam, like the original Cold Jam.
I'm talking about I'm talking about
Okay.
Yes. So they got back together and they grabbed me. They saw my work with Karma's Tea, and they're just like,
wow, that is amazing. I mean, so actually, so are you like covering? Like, is it like a cover?
So
band?
we do originals. Like we just released 2 singles. One of them was Celebrate that you heard.
Okay.
And another one is What Love Can Do. That's like the slow R&B jam. And of course the live shows we cover like all the stuff that was hits.
Okay. So now do you work as a solo as just MYSTINA, or is it now or is it Karma's Tea?
So I know this is
is it Cold Jam?
This is where it can get so confusing,
okay.
Right? So me as the performer, MYSTINA Soul, I'm in both. So I'm in Karma's Tea.
Okay.
And I'm in Cold Jam. So and especially
do you integrate both of them or not?
Do I integrate? Not really, but sometimes we'll use Mike for the live performances. And
okay.
Stuff,
so you collaborate, like
yeah.
Okay, that is actually a beautiful thing. I mean, if anybody would know Cold Jam, Lisa and Cold Jam, I mean that she was the key. She was like
absolutely
the entryway, the gate, the gateway to who, the dance movement, the whole freestyle.
Right.
And, and I actually feel, first of all, she is an amazing, amazing performer. Her music, it resonates with you as something will stick with you like forever. Like it's iconic.
Absolutely.
It's like, and not only that, but I've also had the honor and the privilege to have open up for their freestyle concerts,
Yes.
And meeting Lisa. She is such, she's amazing. She's so sweet. She's beautiful. Oh my God. Like, so it's nice to hear that you're kind of like, connected some, sort of with the music and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great because for me, Lisa and Cole Jam, they were just, they were, they're iconic, and they're for the culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to see that little bit of representation in an English market, because that wasn't typical for, for Latinos,
Yes,
especially,
that's what I'm
Puerto
saying.
Ricans,
Like, and she just broke barriers and she led the way for,
Absolutely.
so Lisa, oh my God, we give you
Yes.
much props and thank you. And,
Yes.
and I hope to see her again. And I hope that one day I can perform again, be on stage with her,
Absolutely.
but that is amazing. But so MYSTINA, I do a little something here, that we call it, like what now, like what's going on, what's trending, because there's always something going on out there, so, and I like to talk about it, I'm saying, like we need to know a little bit of what's going on out there. So we're just going to touch on some topics here,
Okay.
and let's see what goes on. So Bobby, can we hit that, like, what's now? Okay. So we have, I don't know if you remember Coco Lee, singer. Isn't that
Yes.
how,
That's so
why
surprising.
it's heartbreaking, because it's not only heartbreaking for so many reasons, not only because she, is or was, I don't even know what's politically correct, the singer of Mulan. I mean, who doesn't know that voice? And she's, the actress.
I know.
And not only to hear, that, but she died by suicide, as we know. I mean, it's getting out of control now. Mental illness is a serious situation,
Yeah.
and it's so hard for a lot, like, especially like, even for me, like it's hard to really, how do you, like, how do you really detect, you know what I'm saying? How do you really know how to help? I feel helpless that I don't know. I don't know what, you could be putting up a front right now. I don't know what's going by behind. Like, I wish I knew. I wish somebody would come to me, anybody, even if I don't know you, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody can make a difference in, just talking. Like, I wish people who was going through stuff just talk to somebody, whoever it is. It's very sad, and it's such a young age, so beautiful. So our condolences to her family and friends, Coco Lee.
Yeah.
But then we also have so we have got, so on a lighter note, Jamie Foxx, a couple of months ago, when he had like an aneurysm, I believe he had.
Yeah.
And everybody who grew up with Jamie Foxx, like, oh my God, who doesn't love him? He is amazing. He is funny. He is so talented. He makes me laugh. So of course, hearing upon, him having that and not knowing what the outcome was, a little bit like, wow, don't tell me we're going to lose another, another icon, or another, what I'm saying? So I am so happy. And you see the internet, they like to just, have fun. And there was, oh, this happened to him, or he'll never, or he was seen, like, even that he died of some, and it's sad because you really don't know. But I mean, I'm hoping that this is the true. And that, he's seen waving, fans in public for the first time since his hospitalization. So I'm so happy. I'll give you, hand of applaud, and hope to continue a speedy recovery. So,
absolutely.
And let's not go so far. Madonna, oh my God. I don't care what you say about Madonna. I don't care what you say. She's too old for this. Madonna will always be one of my biggest idols. Like, from the time I remember wearing her rubber freaking black bracelets to the fishnet. Like, I used to dress to the T, the hair, everything. She forever me will be, and because of her, I feel like, you know what? I don't care what people say. Like, she's an inspiration to keep doing what you want to do. And she, and for her having to cancel some of her
tour,
her tour, that must have been serious, because I never heard her of doing things like that. She got very ill, but it looks like, she's recovering as well.
Thank goodness.
So Madonna, you have still a lot of life in you, woman, so continue with that. And especially because, I have a song that I kind of like took from Who's That Girl and kind of made my
I
rendition.
kind of have a song too.
Yeah,
I didn't put that
so
in with
all
the package,
we have
but
to,
yes.
we all have to thank, we all have to thank Madonna for that. But I believe we have one more, and I have just for last because I have a little rant here. I believe over the weekend, you had, I don't even have my glasses on to really see, but then you had a big white party going on out in the Hamptons. And supposedly they seen that Tom Brady was talking or flirting, whatever it is, with Kim Kardashian. Okay, all right. So then you have this one over here, which I don't even know his name either. He goes on ranting. You know what? Let's see that video. Let's see the video first, and we can talk about it. Because
list, but she's like a dirty A-list. It's not the real A-list. It's not Scarlett Johansson, Keira Knightley, Halle Berry, Margot Robbie, Ana de Armas, Isaac Gonzalez, Candace Swainpool, Dua Lipa, Taylor Swift, Zendaya, Rihanna. Like, these are real A-list. That's like who Tom Brady should be dating. He wants a fucker. Go fuck her in a motel and gossip and tell your friends. Date. We're not dating the Kardashians, Tom. You're better than that. If you're not better than, if you go down to that level, we all go down.
What?
Oh my God. First of all,
listen, all those people that he named, I mean, they wouldn't give him
like, first of all, he's reading from a list. I don't know, like, you had this prepared already. Number one.
Can you imagine?
Like, so
Right,
my thing is this. First of all, I think, and I'll say this, I mean, he's a low life. First of all, you're like, to even go on social media to rant about, because Tom Brady is having a conversation or flirting with. First of all, Tom Brady is a grown-ass man, a whole grown-ass man, right? I don't care who you are, Tim. Like, how dare you? How dare you? First of all, I'm not like the biggest fan of Kim Kardashian, and despite of her history, what she does behind closed doors, she's still a woman and she's still a mom. There has to be some kind of a fine line. I believe that despite everything, she's a classy woman. She doesn't portray herself so, and she did nothing to him. So for him to come out just trashing her like that,
and also, why is he tying himself to Tom Brady? Because, sir, you are no Tom Brady.
He is no Tom. I don't know. I think
we all go down.
You know what? I believe he maybe he plays with him, or he was like a player with. I don't even know. I don't know his name. You know what? I don't even care. The point is, you sound like you're envious and you're jealous that he was talking to her and not you. Because why else would a man come out and start ranting on a woman? You know when they say, like, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
He goes a little too hard for me.
He did, but did you hear that?
It was sus.
First of all, how dare you? He said, if you want to her, go to a motel. Like, who talks like that? Why are you degrading? Like, who are you?
It was definitely sus.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to me, you know what? He's the low life. You're a poor excuse for a man, I believe. And you just don't do that. I believe that was uncalled for. And I hope that Tom Brady cuts him loose, that he shouldn't be your friend, because energy like that, who needs that? When they say friends like that, who needs enemies? I don't care. That doesn't look like he's protecting or he's trying to, you just don't do that. I think you're just jealous and envious that it wasn't you that was talking to her. That's exactly what
kind of sounds like that.
Only an envious, jealous man will come out ranting, talking about another man if he's talking like, please stop. But anyway, let me shut it down now here, because I'm just going to continue on and on and on. And then I'm just going to have to take my earrings off.
And then you're going to get full boricua on us.
And we can't have that. We can't have that because, we're having a wonderful time here, but I want to thank everybody who is watching me on the Instagram Live. Please go on the Facebook, and anybody who's on Facebook right now, I would love and appreciate you if you can share the link, share the video, Thank you so much, for all my loyal viewers who, support and everything. But share. And if you're not on Facebook, go on Facebook. So that was our little rant on that, girl. So, but anyways, so getting back to my beautiful guest here, what is next for you?
What is next for me? Well, Cold Jam, we just had a show at the Bitter End last Friday. It was wonderful. Really, I mean, it was amazing. Like, it was packed. People were just totally feeling it. And, the guys from Full Force was there. And
No way. Oh my goodness.
Bow-Legged Lou came up on the stage and did the duet with me.
Why we should have just brought everybody in. We should have just gotten everybody in. You know what?
Yep.
That's okay, because we're gonna have them next time. We're definitely gonna have you back on, maybe with the band. Bobby, can we make this happen? We can have a live show here going on with Cold Jam. Sure. See, Bobby's the man. Let's shout out. Bobby, I have to say that was an amazing karaoke song you sang. I was mesmerized. I was like almost falling in love just watching you. You did. That's why you had to make the cut. Shout out to Bobby for making everything possible. Obviously, Strong Island television is amazing. Please go follow it right now. And so you had the shows, and what is your vision now? What do you expect to be doing with, like they gave you a goal? What is your goal? Do you have a plan? Do you say within a year, this is going to happen? In 5 years, I want to have this done? Or you just like go with the flow? Like, what is your plan?
At this point in my career, it's kind of like just go with the flow kind of thing.
Okay.
Because I feel like I operate and think better, and I think of solutions in the moment that can help get us to where we need to be.
Okay. So you're not like that planner. You're not a planner.
I'm not.
It's okay if you say no,
planner.
because neither am I. I am so sorry, people. I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, in life you have to have a strategy, write down things. You know what? Yes, you do have to write things to remember, because I am very forgetful for those who do know me. But also I understand. I juggle a lot of things, I for those who know me, I have a slight case of ADD. So I really can't even stay still doing just like one thing, I have my hands in this, I'm doing my show, I'm doing my music, I'm doing, my business on the side. So I totally get it. But I'm sure you're like someone like me who like, you do this because you love to do it.
Yeah.
It's a passion.
Right.
So despite of, whoever says what, everybody's have opinions. Oh, I'm sure people say, when do you give up? You don't give up. Just because things are not happening now doesn't mean that they're not going to happen later.
Right. It's really funny, because I know some people look at this as like, oh, it's a hobby. And I'm like, well, it's not a hobby, because this is just who I am since I was like very little, very small. I just always knew that I was going to be in something, have my hands in entertainment regardless.
Right.
And that's just where my strength is, and granted, I did go to college. I learned about journalism. I'm able to get around with technology, and I know how to produce a music video. I know how to produce on set and get the look at, but it's still entertainment involved.
Of course.
But whatever, I
just go with the flow. You do it. I say the same thing. I do this because I love to do it. It's a passion. Yeah, we would like something to hit, make it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, it's okay, because I'm still going to continue what I love to do. So it's, it's not like, well, if it doesn't happen by this time, that I'm done. And I've known quite a few artists who have done that, and I don't quite understand it. And I don't get it. I can't see myself doing that.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm done because it's not going to happen. Like, whoever is in the music industry, it's one of the most difficult things to, especially now, you would think, it's a hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? It's a hit or miss. Like you were saying before, like, yeah, some people now it's all about, a certain vibe, a beat, a phrase, a word. Like music nowadays is not what it used to. It's not even like, keeping it real with the songs and I mean, now it's just basically a repetitive mumble jumble type of thing, and that's what hits now with the
Right.
you know, and I don't think we're at an age to we can't compete with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
but you know what? I have faith because things always run in cycles. Like I say, we're kind of like in an era where it was like the 50s doo-wop. Like
Right.
everybody had the same kind of
Right.
formula, the same kind of sound. It was good, a lot of it, but you know, it was the same thing. And I think, you know, the 60s, it kind of broke out of that and people got a little more experimental and live about things. And 70s, it was just like, wow. And, you know, and then the 80s, they started kind of putting things back together, you know, like kind
it
of
always,
more
it
formal.
always, you know what?
In
I
cycles.
have things like in my closet, right? Like, that I've had for so many years. And in my head, I'm like, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. I know it's going to come back, like the bell bottoms or, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
all
like
these
everything
things come
that you
back.
have, it's like, I feel like it's always going to come back. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm like a semi-hoarder of my stuff, you know, and I hold on to things for dear life, thinking that I'm going to use this one day.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to use this one day. So name me 3 of your top people that you would love to someday do a collab with.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. That's such a big question. Like, there's so many.
There
I
is,
can't.
but if you have a desire, if you would say, "Oh my God, I would love to do a collab with this person," like who would it be? If he or she's hearing you right now, like who would
Oh
it
my
be?
gosh. That is such a huge, big question. There's so many. I can't even. If like Bruno Mars came up to me and like, let's collab, I'm like, yes.
Okay, of
There's
course.
like,
Well, who wouldn't? I mean,
there's like no doubt about that. This name keeps popping up. Janelle Monáe. I love her
absolutely
so much.
beautiful, beautiful.
I've been a big fan of her since day
Mhm.
one. And oh my gosh, this is such a big question,
It
yo.
is- well, I don't know what comes to your head.
What comes to my head?
That's it. You got one more.
I would, you know what? I wouldn't even mind collaborating with Rihanna.
Rihanna, okay.
I just love her attitude, man. Like that, she brings that Caribbean energy and that. I'm like,
That's
yeah.
fabulous. I mean, I thought you were gonna say Linda Lynn. You know what I'm saying? But that's all right. You know, I'm just.
But that's gonna be in the near future, though. I know that's gonna happen. I'm naming people where I know that just ain't gonna happen.
I'm just teasing you. But who was your inspiration growing up, though?
Who was my inspiration? There's been a lot of gems that just created core memories for me and have stayed with me. A lot of different voices. You know, I mentioned Lisa was one of them. You know, just that attitude that she brought. I was a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Okay.
I studied everything that he's done in his life because I was just like, wow, like what, like how did this happen?
Absolutely.
Stevie Wonder. I loved listening to Stevie Wonder. I thought his voice was just so melodic and playful. Like he taught me.
Is that what you heard in the household, and that's how you always? This is something that just.
You know, it's so funny. In my household, oh my gosh, this thing keeps falling off. I'm sorry, Bobby. Sorry,
Bobby. You know, terrible.
I'm sorry, Bobby. I'm trying.
Bobby, I can't see this clock because there's something in the middle blocking.
Oh yeah, there's
timer.
like a prompt.
I'm blind as it is, you know.
There's a prompt.
Does that say 6 minutes?
Yes, it does.
Oh my God, 6 minutes almost already.
I know. Like you said, it was gonna go by really fast. Stevie Wonder. Oh yeah, listening. Okay, so everyone had their own thing of what they love listening to. So my mom loved listening to like dance music. So she would put on the freestyle music of like all kinds of dance, like pop. Like she was like totally into all of that. But she loved Linda Ronstadt, and she loved.
Oh my God! Yeah.
She loved the Mexican album that Linda Ronstadt came out. She used to play that all the time, sing along with it. She knows every song. My dad was an Elvis fan, huge Elvis fan, knew every song. So because he used to play it all the time, I know every Elvis song, whether I wanted to or not.
Right.
I know
it.
Yeah, and he came from the doo-wop era, you know, so like that, you know, that was his thing and stuff like that. And, you know, of course he would sing like the, you know, boleros and stuff like that. You know, my parent, my parents are considered.
No,
like,
I get it, because I also had listening growing up with some of the songs that I don't know, resonated or embedded in my head since childhood.
Yeah.
I've recreated songs based on that, and I'm like, why did I even sing this? Why am I
But yeah,
doing this song when this
it's
is
a
like
core memory.
back in her time, my mom's time?
Right.
Like, I never listened to this, and it's just something like, am I doing this for her? Am I just like, I don't know why, but it's just like stuck in
It's
your
just
head.
stuck in your head. And
Yeah.
then I got 3 older brothers, and they each had their own sense of style. So my oldest brother, shout out to John, he was
Shout
into the clubs.
out.
He used to go to the Roxy. Like, he used to go to all these fancy clubs, bring back home his fancy friends. And they were into like the dance music, the dance scene, totally. House music, all of that. Then my brother Eric, he was into like progressive rock a little bit, songs from the 80s and stuff, like, Flock of Seagulls,
Yes.
or New Wave. Like, he was like into more experimental music.
Okay.
And I used to comb
So
through
you
his
had an
connection.
eclectic of
Yeah.
all different sounds and everything.
And
from
then
it,
my brother
then-
Jason was hip hop. He was all hip hop. He would force me to listen to hip hop songs, kicking and screaming. He's like, listen to this ODB record. You gotta listen to it. And I'm like,
But it
oh my
worked, right?
God.
Well, it worked.
It really
worked.
did. It did.
Yeah.
Though. It did.
But oh God, MYSTINA, this is the time that I dread, because it's like you're having
I know.
fun, and
I
and
know.
I know that time right there. It's just like, it's giving me anxiety. But if you have one advice to give someone who's trying to break it, or younger, like, what is your advice? Like, what do you would say to the people who are actually trying to do the same that you are?
Stop caring so much about what other people think of you. No, seriously, stop caring so much, because I know when you're younger, it's much harder to do, because you're just trying to fit in, you're trying to network, you're trying to do that. But I promise you, you're going to find your people, you're going to find your niche, whatever that might be, and they're going to come to
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be desperate to change yourself or to come to them. Even if it might seem successful that you're something else in the moment, you're going to regret it, and you're going to end up hating yourself and hating other people for it. So just keep doing you. You can be smart about it, but I promise you're going to find your people.
All right. Well, y'all heard it here right from her mouth. So get that advice. But do you want to give out your handles? Where can they reach you? Where can they listen to your music? Like, give them it all so they can find you.
I'm going to give it all. Ready? Notepad?
Yeah.
So you can find me on Instagram at MYSTINA Soul. Okay, MYSTINA SOL, like the sun. MYSTINA Soul. And you can also find me on Facebook as well. I have a little profile, MYSTINA Soul. And Cult Jam, of course. Follow Cult Jam on Instagram, Cult Jam Love. We're all over the socials. And of course, Karma's Tea.
Karma's
Tea. Okay, KARMA''S.
Hello.
And then TEA. All right?
TEA.
Like the drink.
Yes.
Like the drink.
Like
all
the
right?
drink.
So,
tea time. Hello.
Tea time, yes. Karma's Tea, all right? So you can also, just follow the kind of music and the vibe that I do.
All right. Well, listen, if anybody doesn't get to it, they better to right now, because you are amazing.
Thank you.
Proud, Nola Boricua,
Hey.
doing your thing, and we're just rising up and just doing more things. So thank you so much for coming through. It was about time.
It was about time.
We're definitely, looking forward to more projects, looking forward to having you again, maybe, do something with the band, and I just want to, wish everybody a good night, and thank you for tuning in. Guys, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm kind of like dressed in a little bit of a Hawaiian maybe feel, because I am going to Body English. So whoever's in the Long Island area, you do know that Body English is one of the most prestigious outdoor party going on Tuesday nights, and unfortunately, I'm very sad to say that is the last season. So sad, because it is such a beautiful vibes, awesome atmosphere, music, and all that. So I'll be heading there like right now. So I just want to say gracias. Thank you everyone for your support daily. In and out, the messages I get of motivation and inspiration. I'm like, guys, I love that because I do this for you, right? So I want everybody to have a great night. I will see you next week, same place, same time. Los quiero mucho, los adoro. Adiós.